life I have right now is as perfect a life as you can have. We have to live in a perfect place. We own a travel agency. We have to travel pretty much wherever we want.
We love Fiji so much, we thought it would be a perfect venue to do 8-day kayak trips.
On our kayak trips in Fiji, we can go where it's a business. We can escape, we can go off by ourselves. It's a real freedom.
Melissa and Michael McCoy have found riches in life that go far beyond money. They consider themselves extremely successful, making a living from their passion for the ocean and Mother Nature, all the while living in Maui, Hawaii.
Definitely one of the nicest places on earth. You know, I'm an outdoor person. If I have my druthers, I will be in a warm place where I don't have to wear a whole lot of clothes, where I can go in the water. And you can do that all year here.
Michael can now spend a lot of his time in the water. Together, the McCoys are running a travel business that has them taking adventure-seeking groups to the Fiji Islands on kayaking expeditions. But when they're home in Hawaii, Michael operates an herb farm on their 2-acre Maui property.
What I like about this property, and I didn't pick it because it'd be a good farm. It works out that way though. We get real good sun, the soil's rich volcanic soil, the land's fairly flat.
The garden actually started by accident, just a hobby for Michael, though he now sells the abundant herbs to local chefs. But it was no accident that back in the early 1990s, he was feeling stifled and unhappy as a stockbroker.
Made a list of the pluses and minuses for being a stockbroker, and on the plus side, the big thing was money and not much else. So that was a good enough reason to maybe look to another career.
He wanted an outdoor activity that was part of his way of making money, but he was disillusioned with being a stockbroker.
Melissa had been living in Hawaii for over 20 years, and Michael for over 15, but cooped up in an office all day. Never got a chance to feed his addiction to the ocean. He knew he wanted to change, but what? The impetus to take the leap and form a business actually came when Michael and Melissa took their honeymoon vacation in 1991.
We went on our honeymoon to New Zealand. We brought our kayak with us, and he fell so much in love with kayaking that when he came back, he said he wanted to open a kayak shop and set his sights on putting that together. When Michael made the decision to open the kayak shop, he had to make arrangements to quit his stockbroker job, make sure his clients were taken care of, but he was steadfast in his desire to do this, and on December 23rd, he handed his book to another broker and he opened the doors of South Pacific Kayaks in Kihei.
A kayak shop seemed to be the perfect answer, and Michael loved guiding kayak tours. But operating the shop started to become more than Michael bargained for. Over the years, the hours were getting longer and competition grew.
Within a year, I would say we had 3 competitors, and with a short time after that, I think at one point we were up to 12 competitors. The waters were getting more crowded.
At the same time, Melissa was pursuing her own dream and love of travel with an online agency that focused on the islands of Fiji.
Fiji Escapes, this is Ron. How can I help you?
With her business booming, the couple began thinking about combining their passions and efforts. With a hope for more freedom, the McCoys sold the kayak shop in 1996 and pursued a new idea, taking guided kayak tours to Fiji.
First of all, we were in love with Fiji. We were in love with the people. It's a whole different culture. It's a different life, very exciting. You have the simple life with beautiful white sand beaches, people still living in villages. You know, it captivated us.
If you change directions, then you learn new things. Life is more interesting, more challenging. It's like if you don't use a muscle, it wastes away, and that's kind of how life is. If you don't embrace it and use different parts of that muscle, it's gonna fade away.
No doubt the McCoys are embracing every day, doing at work what most would call play.
Right now our standard trip is 8 days, 7 nights. But what we've done, some people don't want to go that long. So now people can add onto the trip in the middle. They can get out in the middle, so we can do 4-night trips. Whoever signs up first basically has control of the trip. If they want to make it a 10-day trip, okay, it's now a 10-day trip.
The McCoys call them mini sabbaticals, and the kayak trips are all about flexibility and relaxation. The group stays in campsites on the beach of the remote, untouched Fijian island of Kadavu. Sunny, unique, and unspoiled, this is exactly what Melissa and Michael fell in love with too.
It's our place. It's not our place, but, you know, it sort of feels like it.
But when they're not in Fiji, Michael can be found in his backyard, caring for thousands of sprouting herbs that now also consume his time. It's actually just one more direction the McCoys have taken on their road to a balanced life.
All the changes, I think, keeps us, lack of a better word, keeps us young in a lot of ways. And neither one of us had a midlife crisis yet, I don't think.
And we're still working on that one. When I met Michael, he was an avid scuba diver, and I realized that I was either going to learn how to scuba dive or I wasn't going to be traveling with my husband.
Melissa and Michael McCoy are adventurers at heart. Their passion now is kayaking and expeditions to the Fiji Islands. Taking a huge leap of faith, the couple combined the two and created their dream jobs.
Oh, you gonna go for a swim?
Yeah, I want to go see the turtle.
Okay. One of the ways that we got into kayaking, the transition came from racing outriggers to us owning individual kayaks. I had a racing one, and she had more of a touring one. And then one of our passions in life is traveling, which is great to have someone, you know, your best friend to go travel with.
When the couple is not guiding a group through the waters of Kadavu, Fiji, they either are enjoying their kayaks in the waters not far from their Hawaiian home, or enjoying the taste of another new passion, gardening.
The changes that have occurred over the last 12 years that I've known Michael have opened up such incredible opportunity and just enjoyment of life. The beauty of where we live, the way he's made it into really a Garden of Eden.
Once Michael was on a roll pursuing his dreams, it seemed the floodgate truly opened. Though being in the garden was nothing new for him, it was something he didn't really have time for until now.
I've always had a passion for plants. They're just magic. You know, it's just amazing, those little tiny seeds, all these weird little shapes, chunks of wood, and what they can turn into.
Amazingly, his expensive herb garden began with one single lemongrass plant.
It was $1 or something, so I bought a lemongrass plant, a little 4-inch pot. Grew it for a while, it got kind of big, so I taken over an area, so I cut it a couple pieces and moved it around, and those pieces got kind of big. Then about that time, well, see, maybe I should get a farm going out here. I've probably got, I don't know, 700-800 lemongrass plants, all from the same plant. One of the areas that I've evolved into is somewhat on the cutting edge of farming our herbs right now, something called micro-herbs. It's so intense.
Now Michael is selling his crops to local restaurants.
The basil, right on the money right now.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Thanks a lot. You have this relationship, you get to go to restaurants and the chefs help you out with your meals and hey, try this, and it's just real fun.
That's good. That'll go nice with this salad here.
Yeah.
For Michael and Melissa, life now is all about being close to nature, whether on land or sea.
The lifestyle now is delightful and rewarding. I wouldn't have it any other way. There's always a factor of uneasiness, but if you don't try it, you'll never know. The risk is usually worth it because there's some kind of a reward, maybe unforeseen, but the reward is there.
It's like a stock. No risk, no gain.
If you'd like to take a well-deserved kayak excursion, keep these things in mind. Kayaking can be done in rivers, lakes, or in the ocean. Tour companies offer various adventure packages from 1 day to multiple weeks. Whatever you choose, you'll be getting a full-body workout. Kayaking uses your arms, shoulders, abs, back, thighs, and cardiovascular system. Generally, kayak excursions have you paddling anywhere from 2 to 4 hours a day, which is about 4 to 10 miles. Kayak boats are available in single or tandem style, but the sit-on-top versions are considered desirable for the tropics. Don't worry about your personal belongings. Tour operators use large transport boats to carry all the gear between destinations.
I love what I'm doing. I am so completely passionate about this. I'm on the road full-time in an RV, and I photograph the people of America. I completely downshifted. It was an amazing feeling to completely simplify my life. Every day is exciting to me, and it's really fun. It's really different to just wake up and have a completely different day in front of you.
These days, Christine Hauber can be found crisscrossing the United States in a 29-foot recreational vehicle where she's well into a 2-year journey to capture the heart of America on film.
All done in black and white. They're called environmental portraits. So the person's in the foreground, and what represents the work they do is in the background.
Christine's decision to hit the road wasn't an easy one. As a professional portrait photographer with a studio based in her Denver, Colorado home, it was something she'd been thinking about for years. But the time came when she had to put her thoughts into action.
And what hit me over the head about that was just realizing I was getting to an age that I either needed to settle down and keep up with the Joneses, find a husband or buy a house or all of those things, and I decided I was not ready for that. What it took to quit my job was a desire to go do what I wanted to do. To really be creative, have a project that I could call my own, get away from the ongoing struggle of marketing and advertising and networking and everything that goes along with owning your own business.
Christine was serious about pursuing her photographic journey, and that meant some serious sacrifices, including a permanent home.
The sacrifices I had to make was basically knowing that I wouldn't be returning home. I didn't have a place to return to. And the sacrifice of getting rid of all of my stuff. And the sacrifice of leaving my clients behind and knowing that if I had to go back to that position that I had at home, that I'd have to start all over.
So Christine faced her fears, assessed the risks, and took the plunge, minus about 90% of her personal possessions.
To be able to walk away from the fear, put the fear behind me, is exhilarating.